Welcome back to Motorsport Manager. Thetimix here. We continue on with Thetimix Racing Create Your Own Team 2016, or the first season, and we're the last race of the first half of the year in Dubai. Of course, we're struggling mightily as we try to build a foundation for future success. And one bit of a programming note here, I do need to sincerely apologize for missing an upload last week. I try never to do that, but it did happen, and the main reason was technical issue. Basically, I recorded it. I've already done this race. Now I get to do it again because it didn't work. It didn't record the audio for whatever reason. Testing out everything since then, and also a bit of raging about it, but everything seems to be in order. So I'm going to move on and get this done. Let's check our mail. Eurosport with Jonathan Edwards. Casino says the brakes are holding the team back. Is it true? They are. And I could go either way on this. I'm going to go with HQ Investment, and it doesn't affect our chairman. Okay, so all of that is good. Yes, that's the review for Ardennes. And we've got another scouting report on Claire Decker. 3-star driver, good marketability, would be a good driver if we could afford her. Once again, we can't. So we can pretty much assume that any 3-star driver, I think, is going to be out of our range for the time being. Gustav Malja, low quality driver. Okay, 2-star here. Marketability is good but not great. And we've got, okay, a timesheet hero does better at qualifying and practice than their particular ratings. And you can see, not that impressive, but for 2 stars, what are you going to get? And this is the kind of driver that I might consider signing next year. Then hope they'd improve enough over time to be competitive by the time our team is ready for them to be. And if we take a look at what a 2-star driver looks like, that's a pretty good amount there. So I'm going to go ahead and mark him. Now I'm hoping to find someone better potentially by then, but this is the type of person that I'm going to be looking into getting. First time we've found someone that I think is really potentially in that slot. Let's get our car repairs done. There we go. Got our final engine coming. And I want to take a look at one thing here too. Switch this out for a minute. Because let's assume that we weren't going to work on that. We're going to work on improving the parts instead. Because for the future, for designing the right parts next year, I need to have a fully, built up part of each type. So, let's see. If we put everybody into this, they could max this out 11 days after the race. A little bit over a month. Okay. I just want to keep that in mind because we're going to be putting in that time at some point. Take it back out. And we're definitely going to keep working out the reliability for this, at least till we get that next part. And there's our car repair. And Oriol Servia needs a change. 41 years old, not interested. Thank you very much. Let's take a look at our pit crew here and see what new hires we have available. And Yaus, 92, able to help on tires and the rear jack at a decent level. Definitely like the look of them. Hernandez, 94, only be good at the front jack, but is very good at it. Worth a hire. And then Avila, that's all garbage. Pretty much feel the same way about Hopkins. Gamboa would be rear jack only. Let's see, we've got a 9, a 7, a 9. So, I mean, that's borderline. What I'm going to do with them is keep them on the list and hire them if we need them. But that's a maybe, maybe not one for me. Even though they're only 3,000 a race. Okay, so who do we want out there? And I think Peters, because I like keeping people out until they're, hit they're 70 or above has been my mark for that. So I think Peters can stay out there. Thurier can stay out there. Let's see. Avellino, we definitely got to get out. So we need a new front jack. And we could do Platten, but then we'd have to switch somebody off the tires. I'll do that for now. Swap these two. That makes our time worse, but that's temporarily. And yeah, it's because Avellino's a 0 on the tires. Okay. So we got Hackbarth, who is basically only here to do tires once in a while. And only at 71, so it can only work every other race, but they're up for it. There we go, getting our time down quite a bit. Let's see, so 76. Everybody out there is got enough stamina to go. But Hernandez would be even better on the front jack. I see no reason not to make that change. What about the rear jack? We could boost that with Yaus as well, better than Leon. Gets us down to just over 12 seconds. Then can we boost our tires at all? We could put Platten back out there in place of Thurier. Thurier, probably. There we go. And I think that's the best we're going to be able to do. So we're making minor improvements now. I think we're at the point where, for the quality of team that we have, i.e. utter crap, we really can't improve our pit crew much better. But 11.87 seconds would definitely be an improvement of a few tenths over what it was before. We're still sitting in 8th. Might be able to get up to truly middle of the pack. Not going to do much better than that. And then, do we want to fire anybody? Zamora is a question mark. I'm not sure there. Velton, only good for the tires, low stamina, and of marginal need anybody. The way we've been getting hires in, I think we'll be able to get somebody better at tires than that. So I'm just going to go ahead and say goodbye there. And Velton, go find another team, another career, find something else to do with yourself. Okay, Leon, 7 front and back, and is now basically going to be a backup jack person, as is Avellino. And both of them are solid at that. Like, they're versatile, able to go to front and the back. But that's, well, then what do I want with Lervolino? And, I don't know that I want anything with Lervolino. So, goodbye. There's 5,000 a race. And, that means I really don't need Zamora either. And I really like the way the jack positions are right now, I have to say. Because I've got, again, Yaus and Hernandez, 9 and an 8, and then with Avellino and Avellino and Leon able to fill in. I think we're really strong there. So what I want is tires from the others. Well, Moulet is not going to give that to me. So, fired. But Mitchell, Thurier, they are solid backup people on the tires. I'll keep them around for now. But we're down to 10 crew members, so we actually got rid of some this time, and I'm feeling pretty good about where we're at. So I think that's the improvements we can make there. And I do want to just continue boosting this up. Engine's about halfway to the top cars at the moment. Just pause this. We're getting some sponsors in. I don't care about that. Let's take a look at... Okay, we're up to 65% here. HQ is going to be coming in soon. And the crucial suspension vote. Formal team principal Eddie Dubois says motorsport's all about pushing tech, and it's silly we've limited the sports in this way. Others say racing is closer. Lowered costs inherent with spec parts would make WTCR more competitive. So we've got a couple of contrary arguments there. And I tend to agree with Dubois, except that would be horrible for us. We've got to vote not for what's best for the sport, but for what's better for Thetymix Racing, and that's definitely keeping that development away. So that's coming up pretty much now. Leading fast food chicken restaurant The Cockpit signed Sabrina Burlhart as a spokesperson. We simply had to make Sabrina the face of our restaurant. Anything else would have been clucking mad. General Saunders. Ha ha ha. Yeah, obviously you can tell who they're basing this on. And for 10 weeks, we get plus 50 marketability for her, minus 5 fitness. Of course, we're not going to benefit from that marketability unless she's in the race, and she's not going to be in the race, so not really going to help us much. Let's get a voting. And you can see we've got 4 of them lined up for the change, 1 only against. Sebastian Loeb, Mulsanne, Zango, and Campos want to go forward, and equality-focused teams, including us, KC Motor Group, DG Sport, and BRC Racing. Well, our -2, or our full 2 voting power, and we're definitely going to vote against. We need this to go down in flames. Morgan Everett is 4. Yamanashi against. Schulte is 4. Well, this isn't looking good. Yeah, that's 4 and 1. 5 4 and 1 against. 6. Yuck. Oh my goodness. Yuck. Okay, they voted against, and we vote both of ours against, but it still passes. Oh my goodness, that is terrible. I did everything I could to stop it. And by the way, there's a lot of randomness here, because the first time I went through this, I mean, I'm not going to redo it. I'm not going to, go against the flow, anything like that. This is really going to hurt our early season development. It was defeated 7 against 5-4. So there is some randomness to how they vote. And right now I'm pretty aggravated that it didn't go that way again, because this is a big blow to us. Ugh. Suspension systems will be able to be developed next year. That's going to make it that much harder for us to get enough parts to be competitive. Oh, that's aggravating. Well, there's nothing else for it. We've simply got to accept it and move on. So let's see how long we've got. There's our engine development. Okay. Guy Smith hates being a reserve, basically. 41 years old, you're glad you're still in the profession. No, thank you. And we're at 71%. Still want to get that engine up to 80. 77%. Another reserve. 39. Nope. Okay, Tom Coronel doing the same deal. 44 years old. Wow. No, thank you. And we're right on at dead last. Dubai, 42 laps, almost 3 miles. Lap record is 124, which we won't have to threaten. Campos Racing, feeling confident with their excellent brakes. We're going to feel crappy with our terrible brakes. Okay, yep. I went a little bit further than I wanted to. We will boost that second engine for just a bit. A very little bit, like you got 1% out of it or something. We've got our new part in place. I think. Yep. There it is. And now, for this next race, we're going to boost up there. And with the new parts, we're still picked last, because that's how much we suck. It's an improvement, but so what? And let's see. We're going to pull that out and work on getting that engine up to snuff. And look at our car. Our engines went down. And what I think happened here is that the other teams developed some engines too in the same time span, because it wouldn't make any sense for us to get a better engine and have this drop. Now it's still up from like the very bottom down here, but you can see, you know, with the, we're really going to want to improve that engine to the max, and even then we're not making a huge amount of progress here. We're going to make some, I think, but they boosted their engines as well, which is not going to help our competitiveness. Now we've got nothing to do but get forward to the race. And we got, this happened last time before too. Bill Lehane has something to say about acceleration, but then it actually doesn't say anything. An empty message. That's obviously a bug. And McKellis definitely favored to win in Dubai. Nagy saying a podium finish could happen for Zengo. Harrison Nui, 17th, a little bit under 3 stars, so we'll see. We got a famous father. Will boost marketability and chairman happiness. Training focused. And had a bad academy tryout. Okay, 75%. Let's see if the price is at all reasonable. Not really. So you're a little bit too skilled for us. Sponsors. And we're looking to get this one set up. Let's see, we got 6 races for 1.4 million. If we do 18th or above, we got a bonus payment. No, thank you. It'd be better than our current bonus payment, but we're struggling to hit 19th sometimes. I don't feel like I want to ramp up higher. And then 5 races at 240K. Well, this one would be 200 and like 32K. So this is just a hair better. So we're going to, over the long haul, so we'll take that, 240K a race. And they're considering McKellis leaving, which, I mean, his rating is obviously so well above what we'd be able to get. So we can forget about that. Scott Dixon, 35. Again, nope. So it's time to head off to Dubai and see what kind of mess we can make there. And the big thing that stands out to me here is the temperature. 47 degrees Celsius for practice. Goodness, that's baking. 35 for qualifying, 40 for the race. So it's going to be super, super hot. Definitely going to want to go on the softer tires, which are the more temperature resistant ones of the bunch. And there's our bonuses. Parts should all be in order. 24th, 23rd, nothing we can do about that. Let's see if our car change, yeah, it's still about the same gap there. One thing I did forget to do over the last few days was design a new part. Now, I didn't lose a whole lot of time, but that's still a mistake. So let's jump in there and do that real quick. We want to get more brakes. We'll want to add in some of these. Get that done. Always remember to design a new part so that we do not run out of time. I probably can afford that one, but I can't afford to do that again. I need to not make any more of those types of errors. So yes, on we go. And we have no reason anymore to use Brillhart at all. He says as he clicks, Brillhart, Lehane. Both cars say soft, and I definitely agree. Looks like you want more speed. We'll keep, yeah, relatively modest. That looks good. Lehane wants lower on the speed. Otherwise, fairly similar. Whoops, let's make sure I don't... Yeah, race trim. Already on it there. 4.7 and 6.6, so not the greatest start for Lehane, at least initially, and it's dropping. Mix of soft and supers, but I just can't see the supers being useful on race day. Qualifying, yes. Race day, no. Boy, Lehane, you're not looking like you're driving your best today. And of course we've got this little cutoff part as normally loops around there, but otherwise it's the full Dubai track. It took about 2 minutes or around there to get around this track with another one up in that range, it would appear. No complaints about the car as yet. Gonna speed this along until we have a reason to come in. $152. Casino says there's too much weight in the front, wants it more to the back. You know what, your tires are getting a little baked, so we'll go ahead and make that change while Lehane stays out. And Lehane just basically says, look, I've got nothing to complain about. I'm just driving slow because it's not my day. 83%. You want more weight toward the back. Looks like about that much, perhaps. Handling. Which way do we want to go? We'll try this. Something like that. See how it works. 83%, a very nice initial go at things. Look at how our trim is doing. It looks like we're going to hit level 2 but not quite get to level 3. Yeah. Level 1 didn't come till about 12 minutes. Even if we hadn't made that stop for casino, we still wouldn't have been able to really dial it in, doesn't look like. No kidding. Well, given where we're at, I'll bring you in soon, but not yet. I'm gonna have you hang out there a little bit more. Let's go conserve here a bit. Now you can come in. Just trying to keep the tire temperatures from going too crazy. Almost halfway there on our trim, but already under 9 minutes. Okay, good. First setup for Lahane. 91%. No wonder you didn't complain. And the handling. Let's try the oversteer direction. Just a bit. Speed there, and then I like the idea of trying that out. Oh, I meant to bring in casino and I didn't. Yeah, you don't like the cornering, so you told me the wrong thing. And I bought it. Well, let's see. We do have the handling right where we want it, though, so that's something. From okay to very poor, so we want near the top on the cornering there. Really low speed. And then a little bit more acceleration, I think, as well, up to about there. And we've got to dial this back in. Let's see. Let's try that. Now what happens? That's a little high. I'll try it there and see what happens. Can always move it up more. So I want to hit that level 2 on the trim. But after that, we're not going to get another level of really anything. It's not long enough time on the track. So I think what I want to do is perfect the setup for qualifying at that point. Well, you like the changes, Lahane doesn't. So we'll bring him back in again. We've got the time. Yeah, there's our level 2. Let's bring in both drivers and just slow this down. Lahane does like the cornering. Okay. And hoping to get one or two start and stops in here. We did get the speed balance right, but it's still worse overall. And let's just take a moment to switch out the tires. Maybe get a little bit faster, but no, because any more speed we get around the track, we're going to lose in how long it takes us to change them up. Okay, so cornering, we want a little bit more up this way. See, we were good, and then okay. So we want the handling to be more up this way. Got to remember about where that was. Okay, yeah, between the N and the D, I think. About there, and then if we put this back, yeah, let's go with that. Well, Lahane's driving getting worse and worse. We're up to 95% on this setup, and we just need to get the cornering in place. We're okay, then very poor, and then great. I think we need to go even lower. Let's try that, and then I'll have to try to dial these in possibly more later, but let's just stick with the one change. Let's get Lahane around and back in. %. And only one thing to change again. We were at great, and then good, and then okay. Huh. Well, that was just a dumb change. I don't remember why I made it. Must have gotten confused or something, but let's correct it. Yeah, I remember talking about putting this back up there, and then I didn't. I went the wrong way with it or something. So I don't know why I did that, but it definitely wasn't the right call. And yeah, we'll adjust that a bit. Let's see. Yeah, we'll probably need to do something, move this handling back in line. But right now, I just want to get the cornering. So I'm not going to mess with it and make the pit stop take longer. And this will definitely be your last time out on the track. Let's see about Casino, who we're going to get one last change from. May or may not be able to give us a reading on it. 97%. We're close, but not there. Okay, very poor. So that was okay. That was great. So was this. And which way did we get off? Okay, we want to be slightly more acceleration. Well, if I just use this one. That could push the handling too far, though. What if I do this? Yeah, I'm not sure which way is better. Let's just see how it responds to that, because I don't even know if that's an improvement. So let's just try that. We're going to get out back on the track for about 15 seconds. That's probably not going to tell us much. Lehane, not quite there yet. But Casino liking the handling. Yeah, both cars close, but not quite there. I'm still going to need to do some things. Having trouble nailing it down that last little bit here. And you can see our times way off everybody else's. Most of them on super softs, but some of them weren't. We're definitely off the pace here by more than I'd like to be. So that's a little bit concerning. So we've got a lot of concerned people out there today. Lehane's concerned. Simon Lazenby is concerned. Fuji Television is concerned. Let's see if qualifying goes any better. And the tires, the only thing we have, might as well throw that in there. But yeah, we don't have any qualifying bonuses per usual. Weather, it's going to be cooler than before. No sign of any rain, so we need to take some time and nail this setup down. So, okay, we got the, that's right. But, okay, yeah, we need a little bit more acceleration. And we went a little too far in this direction. Need more acceleration, more that way. So, I don't see any reason why that shouldn't just fix it all. It does make this the tiniest bit off. Let's... Yeah, can we... That would do it. That should do it. That really should be as good as we can get. So let's try that out. Now, what about for Lehane? It was up to 96%. That is a significant improvement. We've had speed balance in the last few. We had handling, and then we got it off. So we need more oversteer on the handling. But we got great, good, okay, and then great. So this was great, and this was great. So I need to be in the middle of those two. And then there's a little bit more oversteer on the handling. That should be really close, so let's give that a shot. So I'm going to want to do a start and stop for both drivers. And then see if we're ready to give this an actual run. Hope we are. Speed this up. And not impressed with our driver form once again. See what we've got. 98%, still not quite there. Can I afford to do another dry run? Let's see, 2 minutes. And I really can't. So I've got to see what I can get here. So we need a little bit more understeer. For casino. See how much more. This was not there. It's actually the other way. Yeah, I need a little more oversteer. And I don't know how to get that without sacrificing this. You know what? It's at 98%. I'm just going to call it good. Let's get fresh tires and get you out there. We could... You know what? Let's cancel that. Let's wait a little bit later. We figure like about a 2-minute warm-up lap. Maybe 2:45. I can't see needing to wait any longer than that. And then, okay, 99. So yeah. Let's go to 2:45. All we're going to be doing is tire changes. We will. Everybody else out there running their laps, and they're running them on slightly inferior grip to what we're going to have. It's not a big advantage, but doggone it, we're going to take what we can. And I think I'm just going to go 250. Going to go with Casino first, because Lehane is our best shot due to, again, the smoothness to get a good time. On the other hand, Casino's got a 7.4 form and Lehane 2.7, so Casino may well be our best qualifier. Perhaps I should have held him later. Probably should have. Not quite. Oh, shoot. It's already down to 2 minutes. Yeah, I got to get you out there. I'm probably going to miss it again. Oh, my goodness. You know, I'm not going to spend the 10 seconds to change the tires. Just go. Yeah, he's not going to get there. Lahane's not going to be able to set a time. I don't know why I keep miscalculating that. I've got to give myself more time on the qualifying. So it's all up to Casino. Then Lahane's going to start at the back of the field in the race. Definitely going to make it harder for us to finish near the top. Not near the top, but inside the top 19. Of course, we did do it last race. Well, Casino not happy, but 18th. And that's worth 200K to us. All I've got to do is somehow pull off a top 19 finish in the race, and I'll be happy despite the errors that I've made in this particular race setup. Particularly second time doing it. And pressure's on us after a weak qualifying session. There isn't much pressure on us because nobody expects anything of us anyway. It's a nice thing about being last. Yeah, I don't think we're going to spend any time on ultras being at the back. Let's double check our weather. No rain expected, still 40, and then going to drop to 39. All of that is as expected. Going to stick with the same setup. And Casino, form is not expected to be good. Going to get about 30 laps. I actually want to get 21. And then you're going to get more. Could potentially go with a super soft later, but look at the one form starting at the back. So, yeah. And with how hot it's going to be, boy, I'm just going to go push on the tires. Because I just don't think we can afford to fry them at 40-degree temperatures. And so now we're hoping Casino does better than normal and can stick up there, or that Lahane makes some sort of run. Now we got Lahane at 3 and Casino at 8. So that's much better. Casino 7.8. Okay, so maybe he's got a shot to do something this race. Might have put the better engine on the wrong driver. Look at that, up to 16th. Wow, yes. Casino, what the heck are you doing? Oh, that's just, let's just make Dubai an utter crap fest of a race. Just keep right on going straight while everybody else turns. Just head out. Good thing there was a fence there. Might have ended up, you know, in the Persian Gulf. Ugh. So, Lahane 23rd, Casino 24th. It doesn't really get any worse than that. You can see our tire temperature rising. Lahane trying to make a move on McKellis, who has fresher tires. Or not fresher necessarily, but yeah, I'm going to go back to neutral. Both cars, neutral on the tires. See if Lahane can keep this. Pass. Probably won't. keeps flirting with it, so that's the only reason I'm not turning down the engine. Oh, well, that's getting interesting anyway. Okay, I'm just going medium conserve with both drivers. Because I'm just going to save the gas until everybody gets tired of, you know, just running their cars and their tires into the ground. Wait a few laps, and then try to push a little bit more and see if we can't make any progress with Lehane or somebody. And then Lehane's going by again. We're trying to. Okay, I'll give it a little bit of neutral. Give it a little bit of high there. As long as I've maybe got a shot. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to get a spot here. Okay, 22nd. And if I can hold this, McKellis' tires will burn out before mine. Lehane is up to 5.7. Casino 7.9. That's 22nd, and Tarquini is in 19th, just over a second ahead. That's the key spot. Now we're in danger of losing it again. Casino right behind McKellis, so I'll give you the same treatment, see if you can do it. Oh, right up in a pack here. Gonna have to go conserve here for a bit. I think I can push until I get down to about maybe a lap of fuel. Lehane locked up tires, but still managed to make a pass. That's a pretty impressive combination. Casino unable to get by McKellis. Oh, chose the wrong line there. And look where we are now. Back where we were to start. Alright, so they seem to be running away with it a bit here. We'll go back to medium conserve and just let them go. Lehane down to 4.4, 4.3. The Casino is going to start pressuring. And so far, this is looking a lot like Black Sea in that it's pretty much a race to forget for us. Casino driving well, but stuck behind Lehane in the faster car. So the driver is driving well and the better parts, and like everything is fighting against us here. I could have Casino pass, but Lehane's the guy with the better chance if he can ever pull this out and start driving better to do something. Yeah, so we're gaining back at about 0.04 laps of fuel. So we have some more to use. And I want both drivers to just go high here and start using it. And also neutral. Let's see if we can get up in the field. And if we can't, just keep the tires burning a little bit more. And Lehane's still losing time to Tarquini, who is the 19th place driver. So this is just not looking good for us. I'll go medium now for Casino, who has the engine that's a little bit less reliable at this point. Lehane continuing to fall further behind, despite doing everything he can to catch up. So, I really think we're going to need a gift to make anything happen here. Most likely form of that gift would be other cars screwing up their pits, other cars having to repair, crashing, but also Lehane driving better. Driving a little better now. He's up from 3 to 3.4. Gonna need more than that, but and we've got to go back to conserve on tires. And we'll go medium, as our fuel situation is probably pushed about as much as we can with Lehane. Look like we're making some progress on Vernet there, who's our new driver just ahead of us, but then it didn't happen. Lehane is gradually improving his driving, so that's a ray of hope. Not much of one, but a small one. I'm just going to speed this up unless something changes, because right now it's just all bad news for us. Continuing to up his driving a bit. And we'll go neutral again. About where I want to be on the tires to pit halfway through the race. Only want to pit once, so all of that is okay. Lehane seeming to be settling at 4.4, which is still not good enough. We're going to be switching back conserve to neutral. Lehane up over 6 in form. 6.4. And now we've got something to at least consider, but we're already 5 seconds plus back of the pace. The thing is, how many of these drivers have to repair? How many of them have to pit twice? Those are going to be the key questions here. $7.1 for Lehane. You can see we're now, compared to our sponsor, we're now ahead of their pace. And, you know, theoretically catching up some, although it still looks like the number's going up. So I'm not sure what's actually going on with that. Yeah, we're still falling behind. We're just falling behind by less. I think the pace is compared to our own lap, as opposed to that position. Yeah, so we're still falling behind. And as I flap my jaw about that, our tire temperature is getting lower. And that should improve our speed there. Meanwhile, Lehane up to 8. So he's trying to pull some of this out of the fire. The problem is I just think it's too late. Oh, well now that we're on the neutral for tires, we're actually are closing that gap. They're fighting for position there. Yeah. It's closed considerably. It's now under 5 seconds. We've got Oriola and McKellis primarily fighting for position, and Huff behind. 8.3 for Lehane. Now I should mention in the first run of this, Lehane started off much better. We had 15th and 16th position. Roughly for him. Casino was at the back per usual, and look at his form now. 2.4 form and has fallen several seconds behind, so probably did the best idea to keep Lehane in front. Here's Giovinardi pitting and repairing. And Lehane down to 7.3, unfortunately. I'm gonna slow this down. But it's the first time I've ever seen it. Lehane had part of the race where he was running at 10.0 form. Perfect driving. But on the other hand, he had a long stretch of time under 1 form later in the race as it completely fell off. And we had terrible finishing positions, much like our positions are now. And he actually spent, I think, 10, 12 laps running at 0.0. So in this case, he was up to 8.0, and now he's dropped back a little bit under 7. So it was just sort of a temporary period where he found the zone, 6.8, but hopefully he doesn't drop off too far here. And I'm trying to stay ahead of Compt there. who hilariously won the pole, the pole and the race. And the one that was lost to technical issues for DG Sport, which absolutely thought it was just hilarious. So we slip back to 21st now. I'll just let the tires recover. Comptia has faster tires, much fresher tires. It was going to pass us anyway. Let's let a gap find its way in there. Going back off a bit for Casino. And, you know, this is lap 21. His tires are the lowest. I'm gonna bring Casino in. Make his change. We'll stick with the balance set with our improved pit crew. But the question is, oh, Fed Bjork has retired with mechanical issues in second position. Well, that's huge. That's a spot for us. So the question is, how much do I stretch this out for Lehane, and do I want super softs? And I'm going to not do that simply because he's in 19th right now. I won't stay there. Lehane is, but I'm not going to stretch it out because we've got 10% bonus on softs. So how much faster am I going to get from the super softs above that 10% bonus? Probably not a whole lot. I let this go down too far. So let me go ahead and push here as we're going to come around into the pit. I think it's better to pit now than later. But I mean, cars like Giovanardi, Micheles, Muller, Montero, all the ones that have stopped already out on supers, I gotta think they're gonna have to pit again. And please don't screw up the tires, guys. Go neutral. So 20 laps to go. I think I can do high for just a bit, so that's what I'll do. Yeah, 11 seconds back of Micheles. But I want to get speed so that when other drivers pit, get that time so they will hopefully come out behind us. That's all of the goal here. And I'm just going to run this one lap on high, and then I'm going to back off again. We've got repairs going on for Panis, coming in for the pit the first time. So they could drop back to us, or at least close. Let's go back to medium there. Yeah, and I think we're going to be actually, I think I just used a little bit too much of that. I'm probably going to have to go low later on with Lehane. It's unfortunate. We'll see. Let's see how much of that fuel he can burn off there. And Panis did in fact come out behind us. Now, is on super sauce, but that's a 20-second gap behind Lehane. Casino could try to slow him down. So at the moment, Lehane only has to get one more spot. It looks like Giovanardi and Panis are going to stay behind us. Now we've got like an 11-second gap that's probably only growing here. But we really just need one more driver to have a bad day, or like, you know, Compt, Micheles going to have to pit again. So I think we got a decent shot at actually pulling this off. which would be absolutely hilarious given everything that has happened in this race. I mean, I've screwed up a couple things qualifying and hitting the brakes designed too late. I lost several days there. A bad turn by Casino at the beginning. This has just not been well for us. But now all of a sudden we're getting some luck that could pull it out. We're losing time to McKellis, but not at a huge rate of speed. Back off and go conserve. And I want to conserve quite a bit on Casino here, because as Panis catches up, I'm going to want to be more aggressive consistently when that gap drops down more. And it's still almost 8 seconds, so I've got some time to bleed some temperature from the tires there. Lahane's fastest lap of the race, despite, you know, good but not great form and being on conserve on the tires. Probably going to be about another 10 laps. We'll start figuring out who's going to come in and who's not, but Lahane jumping up now into the mid-7s. That won't hurt us. And again, I'm going to try to get as much out of these tires as I can. Pretty close race at the top as well. We've got DuPont, and then Shedden, Morbidelli, and a lot of drivers that have not come in yet. Six seconds now, the gap between the badly driving Casino and Panis. Lahane up to 8.1. So that gap to McKellis only growing slowly. Still growing. Well, as I say that, it's actually starting to shrink now. Maybe staying about the same for a while here. Either one of those eventualities would be just fine. Now Panis pulling away again a little bit. But those little differences are not going to matter a whole lot. Been at 39 degrees most of the race, and looks like it's going to stay there. Mola, the first car on, yeah, they're going soft supers. Shedden passes DuPont. Doesn't look like Panis is making up ground quite as fast anymore. I'm going to go ahead and go neutral for a bit here, get those tire temps up a little bit. See if we slow down that advance at all. That's still like 12, 13 seconds behind Lahane, so I'm not really too worried about that. It's looking like Tarquini and McAllis are the ones really going to determine this, and especially McAllis because of the low tire temps. Or tire wear, I should say. And there's Richard coming out just ahead. Of course, we're not going to be able to catch that. But McAllis ahead of Nagy. So there's a gap there. We're going to have to wait for those drivers to filter back up through and see what happens. And Casino now being pushed hard, so let's go ahead and go high. And you know what? If you burn out your engine, I don't even really care. I don't care if you finish the race. I just want you to stay ahead of Panis if at all possible. It looks like it's going to be really close on fuel for Lehane, so I'm probably not going to make that call until really late. Okay, here comes a bunch more people, including Compton, to the pit. And whoa, 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 what do we got going on? See, I would like to go after this, but I can't. Okay, go conserve. Save the tires, go conserve. We've got Compt ahead, Vernay, Oriola behind. That's the key one. So I want to be conserving on the tires until Oriola gets up behind us. Because right now we're in position. We're at 7.1, we're in position, we've got 10 plus laps to go. Fuel's going to be tight. So Oriola's going to have fresher tires. Got to try to hope he burns himself out. Then you can see McAllis up there, already up in 12th. Okay, it was 12th, now 13th. Less than 13 seconds ahead. We haven't lost that much there. But tires, take a look at that. 57%. Got to get through 10 laps on super softs. Less than 2 seconds now. Really got to watch this gap. Yeah, I think we're going to make it on fuel. I think we're catching up. We're going to make it on fuel and actually probably have somewhat extra. Might as well back off there now. And Lehane, yeah, it's time for you to go. So you're going to go up to neutral. Yeah, and your parts are low enough that I'm not going to fire the engine anymore. At least not right now. I'm just going to try to stay ahead on neutral. Or medium neutral. Whichever. Standard flow here. Up to 8.0 driving is certainly going to help. Bill Lehane really trying to pull this race out of the fire. Race leader Shedden going wide. That's interesting. Drops the lead over Bonani down to 5 seconds. Boy, Lehane pulling out a lead over Oriola now. Let's go conserve again. It's so tense. Even though we're down in the field, we're just tense trying to go right on the spot where we need to be. Either direction, well, it's a few spots up or a few stops back. It wouldn't be nearly that much. doing pretty good holding off Oriola at the moment. Seven seconds further back is Panis, so definitely still catching us. Down to 1.2 seconds, but we'll try to go neutral here and see if we can stretch that out at all. Really, right now, we've got to be so grateful to Thad Bjork for having incompetent mechanics at Ivan Miller Racing, because retiring that way is saving us. To retire that early in the race with mechanical issues. Bad job. And oh my goodness, Lehane down to 5-7. So the good times are over, but we're comfortably, quite comfortably, holding off Oriola. Seven laps to go. McKellis at 40%, really nursing those tires and may be able to finish on them, so we might have to make this work. Much further up, Montero's probably going to have to pit. Shedden almost certainly will. But those are not going to give us anything. So a tense finish to Dubai, reasonably tense anyway. Certainly seems to be coming up. Giovinardi trying to pass Casino for that last car to actually finish the race spot. And I had to go conserve, and the pass was made. So Arturo Casino, after the good start, except for Whiting going wide, well, fell off a cliff. Frustrated behind Lehane, that's understandable, but still fell off a cliff for sure. Parts are looking pretty good. Alright, you go ahead and go high for a while. Go ahead and fight for that spot. You're going to lose, but fight for it anyway. And the spoiler having trouble here for Bill Lehane. We're going to have a little bit of spare fuel, but not a lot. However, 2 seconds plus lead over Oriola. We're holding that. And Morbidelli retires with mechanical issues. That should put it away for us. And ultimately, in the previous run, I had nobody higher than 21st, and the main reason was we didn't get that kind of luck. Nobody retired. Nobody crashed. There was some pit repair jobs that they had to do, but that was it. Now, I'd happily take the bad finish and leave the suspension as a spec part. Happily. But it is what it is. And we're stuck with things the way they are, not the way we would like them to be. Oh, yep, look at me going too far on the fuel. Definitely too far. See, now I'm going to have to go low again, but it didn't even get you past Giovanardi, so I'm not that worried about it. Who are you going to fall behind? There's nobody left that can pass him. So Lahane's just got to make it around the track 2 more times. Up to 18th now, as Morbidelli flies by. 18th and 22nd. And we've done better than that. But I think this is the 5th out of 6 races that we've made it into the top 19 for that sponsor bonus. And, of course, it's going to be the last one we have under the Barbados sponsor, so we have to see if we can replace one at the same level or what happens there. Casino working on getting that fuel back in line. You see, Lahane is going to have just a little bit of spare fuel after the final lap, but I have no reason to try to spend it. McKellis is in fact going to finish on bad but not terrible tires. So it's a good thing some other things fell our way. Oh, we have 2 laps to go, not 1. I thought this was going to be the last lap. I misunderstood, mostly due to our lead drivers being way ahead of us. Bump up to medium, and well, we can stay on neutral. Go a little bit into the red, that's fine. Benane goes wide, losing a spot. Both drivers have enough tire. I'm going to let them go into the red. Lahane's still driving pretty well here at the finish. Kellis now down to 17% tires. But at the same time, maintaining about that same distance ahead of us. Of course, far more than we would even consider being able to pass. And Coronel gets the win. They're talking about wanting to leave the team. That's kind of funny. DuPont, Benani, Shedden. After having to make an extra pit stop, only Shedden and Comp came in twice. Everybody else came in once. And here's Lahane rounding the final turn. Muller went wide there, but it wasn't enough. Lahane not happy with what I consider to be a just fine finish. Casino, the last place car that finished the race, but we did finish, more than Morbidelli and Bjork can say. So Dubai was a comedy of errors, really, and yet we get first. We get our qualifying bonus. We get the race bonus. So ultimately, the only things that bother me are losing the suspension vote. That's huge, and then also, yep, no changes in our standings. Also just the fact that, I didn't get that part design, but that's not even really going to matter hardly at all. So, yeah, the vote, which I couldn't do anything about, is ultimately the only lasting thing. And then I've just got to continue to keep working out the timing for the qualifying. And remember, giving myself more time, and don't forget to design parts. Well, we finished 11th on the day. 5.1. Worse than Casino's usual form, but much better than he was in Ardennes. And 22nd, a pretty typical finish for him. 6.0 for Lehane. Slightly worse than his average. Of course, well back of his 9.0. Remarkable in Ardennes. But he's been all over the place in both his finishes, but his form has been about where this was. And his third best, he's finished 19th or better in 3 of the last 4, except for the debacle at Black Sea. So, can't complain about that. We once again get the 250K bonus. And yeah, that's our biggest haul for a race so far due to that. 650 grand. So yeah, Dubai definitely very eventful. Next time up we'll head off to Tondela as we are halfway through. Continue trying to perfect the strategy so we can head into future seasons ready to go. Till then, thanks for watching. More Motorsport Manager will be coming up soon as we continue the drudgery of getting our butts kicked in this initial season.